Batch of petitions that challenge a British-era law that deems homosexuality to be a crime. And in the course of this hearing, the lawyers representing the petitioners have spoken of South Africa as an example that India needs to emulate. Same-sex relationships are still illegal in 72 countries, including India, as our Indian correspondent Neha Poonia found out more on this topic.
Find it so difficult to even get
in the eyes of the Indian law, Dhruvo is a criminal, not because he's committed a felony, but because he identifies as gay. Since 1861, when India was under British rule, being in a homosexual relationship is a crime punishable by law. Section 377 of the Indian Constitution says that anyone who has intercourse against the order of nature shall be punished with imprisonment for life or up to 10 years in jail. Dhruvo says this law has meant he's always felt like a second-class citizen in his own country. It's why he faced repeated abuse growing up.
One evening I was walking back home and so this group of men who started taunting and catcalling and then kind of abused me on the road, beat me up. And so yes, in that way it is deeply kind of hurtful and unfair because your worth is being judged based on who you love or who you want to be with.
But this law is now being challenged in India's highest court. Several petitions filed in the Indian Supreme Court claim that Section 377 violates the right to privacy and dignity of LGBTQ people. In the course of the hearing so far, the court has observed that the right of an adult to choose their sexual partner is a fundamental right, and that such a partner could also possibly be of the same sex. The court has also said it doesn't want two gay men who are perhaps holding hands and walking down a street to be arrested. In this hearing, progressive laws in other nations have been cited by the lawyers of the petitioners. One such example is South Africa's, and these petitioners have urged India's Supreme Court to follow South Africa's lead by recognizing the vulnerability of gay people. The petitioners in this case also explained how South Africa too relied on Canada's decision to make homosexuality legal to legalize same-sex relationships.
I think it's very good.
It's good that through this hearing we are getting global perspectives on LGBTQ rights. Many countries have been cited as examples of what India should strive to be like. We call ourselves one of the fastest growing economies, but these examples show that in issues like this, India is very, very behind.
The Supreme Court is yet to make its decision, but Dhruvo believes that even if homosexuality is decriminalized, it will only be the beginning of undoing decades of wrong.
There needs to be a kind of a broader charter of rights, kind of non-discrimination agreements that ensure that, say, queer people, if two queer people tomorrow want to get a house together, or if they want to open a bank account, like the smaller details in life, right? If they want to take out a loan together, that they are not thwarted in the banks, in the schools, in the colleges.
But for now, India's LGBTQ community is hopeful that, like in South Africa, there will be a rainbow at the end of the tunnel. Neha Poonia, SABC News, New Delhi.